Y'all know what this is? Who these people are? I'm not gonna say who it is. If you know, you know, but I guess I can give y'all a hint. Thank you for being a friend. Hey, girl. Hello, my beautiful Capricorn. How are you doing? My name is SimplyVelca, and I'm going to be doing your weekly love reading between you and your soulmate. And I also do your weekly general reading for your zodiac sign, which I'll leave a link to over here for you to check out should you want to at a later point. But when it comes to any of my readings, Capricorn, rely on your intuition, because put it in perspective, I'm just a man reading you some tarot cards. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could, so take the cards that resonate and leave what doesn't, because I promise you, Capricorn, I'm not going to be offended by it. Now, if you do find some cards that resonate with you, though, be sure to let me know in the comments below, because I do love hearing your aha moments that you have with the cards of something that resonated with you deeply, because that's just how I keep up with you, is through the comments. Now, if you do like my reading style, be sure to give me a like and subscribe, because it does help out my channel a lot, and I always am super appreciative when you guys take the time to do that for me, Capricorn. But yeah. Put it in perspective though, finally, I'm not here to make a decision for you. I'm just tapping into the energies of this week and hopefully giving you perspective to help you make your own decision, right? So let's just get into this reading. I'll pull some clarifiers as I see necessary. But yeah, Capricorn, on your side of things, we have the Knight of Water. So I do feel as if, especially on their side of things, they have the Page of Earth, Capricorn. I do see this as like communication building up. I see this as where Page of Earth is where it's like they're offering their communication with you to have something, a substance. And the Knight of Water shows to me it could be two ways. It could be the way of where they're pursuing you as that Knight of Cups offering their cup to you, or it could be a situation of where you have to exude the Knight of Water energy. Water cups, same thing. The Knight of Cups energy, where you offer your cup to them, and it's through that they open up communication to you and start engaging with you in a good way. Now, we do have the Six of Fire as the energy between you two, so this is the victory card. This is that recognition. So this is definitely a week where this person, I feel as if, would recognize you, or not recognize you, would engage with you in some type of way. I feel like this is a really good week in terms of trying to facilitate some type of communication, Capricorn. But let's just see, because clarifiers can always change the messages of what we're looking at. So let's start pulling some clarifiers for your Knight of Water, Capricorn. We have the Hanged Man coming in for you. So it's almost like a decision needs to be made for you to kind of just like have a switch happen. What do I mean by this, Capricorn? I mean this as a finally deciding, being like, okay, I want this cup. Being like, okay, I want this person. I want this offer. What are you going to do to put yourself in that situation to receive this offer? In other words, what are you going to do to help them to open up the communication channel that this person maybe they're not taking action towards it, but it seems like that they want to inside, but maybe there's something going on, you know, like the usual storyline of like insecurities, overthinking, you know, that whole jazz. But this Hanged Man is saying, like, when it's the clarifier for the Knight of Water, a change of perspective is necessary. A change of approach, a change in how you're doing things is necessary should you want to have different results. The Hanged Man also is kind of like that representation of just putting your neck out on the line, right? Nine of Wands. So, what's this Nine of Wands going on with? Nine of Cups. This might be an energy, Capricorn, where I'm seeing you as somebody who is basing too much of their happiness or their fulfillment off of somebody else, and like Spirit's really trying to get you to be content and happy with yourself with this Nine of Cups. And this, because let me just explain the cards themselves, right? Nine of Wands is that someone going on like this new journey by themselves, but who is extremely sure of themselves. They're not going to let anyone tell them their limitations, because they have no limitations, right? Nine of Cups is like that just self-fulfillment, that just like accomplishment energy, right? So I kind of associate this where it's like maybe, and I know it sounds so corny, right? But what I'm like, I guess let me say what it is first before I say it's corny. I see this as someone, like, the channels opening up the more you work on yourself. So let's say, if this person's like in your work environment, if you focus on your work a little bit more and focus on just like the self-image that you have of yourself, you'll carry yourself differently. The energy you exude will be different. But even as well, opportunities may present themselves to you that help you connect towards this person in that way. But there is a reason, there is a push from spirit to have you looking towards yourself and working on yourself in terms of this connection. And while I do see their presence here, Page of Earth, so don't take this as a sign that you're going to be alone, Capricorn, because I don't see that at all. I just see this as like an energy of where spirit's really trying to be like, hey, like, you can find happiness in yourself first. There's a certain level or a certain threshold of happiness that you need to be able to attain with yourself, that you're not, before you allow this person coming in, or we allow this person to come into your life, because it's like this potentially really good connection will turn sour really quickly if you're trying to base all your self-worth and your happiness solely on how this connection will go with them, right? So it's a very slippery slope to manage, Capricorn, of where you want somebody and you know that you'll be happy with them, but you don't put your life on pause for them. I feel like that's kind of the key here, is where it's just like you need to continue on with your life and allow them to be an addition to it rather than trying to play a main part in your life, because they're not meant to be a main role in your life. And what I mean by this is, like, they're not meant to be having so much control over your own feelings and emotions and just how your day will go. Like, if your day's ruined because they're not texting you fast enough for that day, Capricorn, you need to be looking at yourself. Just like, we're not even going to address them. Like, even if you feel like they need to be texting you more often or reaching out to you more often, the very fact that you're being triggered by this and like questioning your own self-worth, or like your happiness is diminishing because of some actions of somebody else or lack thereof, that's something that you need to look at with yourself first before anything continues moving forward for you, I feel. So let's tap into their energy with this Page of Earth, Capricorn. Queen of Pentacles. This is a very reserved energy. So this is, it's very reserved, very grounded energy. I see this person who is a little bit more serious. I see this as someone who is kind of used to being by themselves. Maybe they're not that great of conversationalist. Is that a word? Conversationalist. They don't make a good conversation. Maybe they're really good listeners, but their communication skills maybe are not up to par, and that's why they have to, like, this Page of Earth, like, they're building up towards that, like, that's their goal, but it takes a lot for them to get to that point because maybe they just have social anxiety. Three of Swords, but I think it's because they're afraid of pain, or they experience some past pain. You know, the same cliches, right? But this is more so, I mean, cliche or not, this is hopefully trying to give you perspective and realizing that none of this energy is about you or what it is that you are doing, right? It's all about what's going on with them and them trying to overcome their own perceived issues. Emperor. So yeah, this is like somebody who's usually like very passive, and they're trying to come into this Emperor role for you. It's almost like they feel like you deserve the Emperor, right? They see you as the Empress. Gender does not matter, obviously. And so they kind of see you as this Empress, and because of that, they feel like they have to build themselves up to this Emperor to match you. And so here's the thing. If they're seeing you as this Empress, you can't, like, this is an Empress energy, where you are allowing outside forces influencing your emotions and feelings, right? Empress energy is you owning this Nine of Wands, you owning this Nine of Cups, right? The Empress has a sure sense of herself. The Empress doesn't base her value off of how the Emperor sees her, because the Empress knows herself that she's wonderful, that she's a prize, right? So let's finally tap into the energies of the Six of Fire for you. Now, this is talking about just like that recognition, good news being on the way, right? It literally says it in the card, good news being on the way. So it's like whatever communication that they have with this Page of Earth, definitely it's good. It's definitely going to bring some happiness. It just is getting to that point. That'll be difficult. So 5 of Wands coming in here. Why is this 5 of Wands here? 3 of Wands. The World in the reverse. This is almost like someone who's so used to having bad things always happen to them, or things just not working out for them in their favor, that they don't bother doing anything, that they don't bother pursuing things. And since this is the clarification on the 6 of Fire, and it may be your person, I mean, it could be, I mean, I feel like it's kind of on both sides here, but it's like both sides are like being like, oh, I'm not going to bother engaging this person because they're just so used to the same conflicts with other people. They're used to the same stories where it's just like, it almost feels as if every time that you open up to people, it's just like your life just ends up progressing or being put on pause because of them, right? And just constantly, or like your life just feels put on pause because you're like waiting for the other person to connect with you in some type of way, and it just isn't working out in that way. And this 3 of Wands is coming in where it's just like better off being alone. And so it's just like, I feel like it's like two people who are so used to being so self-sufficient and not relying on anybody, and one, not being triggered by the other person from your past crappy people that you've connected with, but two, you need to realize what it's like to like, I just feel like this is like an energy of two people wanting each other, but still having to, it's a little too soon. Y'all were, I feel as it almost feels as if y'all saw each other a little bit too early. Because you saw each other, now that's all y'all can think about, and you're trying to make it work sooner than it should work, or sooner than it's appropriate for. So, because I see like the both sides just need to do a little bit more self-work, right? That's what Spirit was really emphasizing. So, all right, Capricorn, hopefully this reading was helpful. If it was, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And hopefully I can provide another reading for you at some point in the future. I love you so much. Bye.